After 9 days of never staying anywhere longer than a night, switching between trains, buses, and walking through half of Europe, I'd landed in a safe house in Kreuzberg, which I hoped would serve as my base for longer than 24 hours. I'd moved through Vienna, Prague, and a dozen smaller cities whose names blurred together in my memory until exhaustion finally forced me to take a break. Rain drummed against the small windows as I hunched over my laptop in the dining room of the place I'd found through a contact who owed me more than money. 7 months of searching for Mercury. 9 days since I'd gone rogue, and I was still no closer to finding her. 3 separate data streams showed the same frustrating pattern: dead ends, encrypted communications I couldn't crack, and financial transfers that disappeared into shell companies across Eastern Europe. The latest intercepts from Prism's network mentioned asset management and cleanup protocols, but nothing specific enough to pinpoint locations. Every lead turned into another maze of false identities and ghost accounts. My facial recognition software had been running continuous scans of transportation hubs, hotels, and government buildings for the past week. Every contact, every asset, every source knew nothing. The network of people I could trust had shrunk to almost zero. That left a sound from the rear of the house made me freeze. Not the random settling noises I'd learned to filter out over the past few hours. This was purposeful, methodical. Someone was at my fucking rear door. Hostile. Had to be. No one approached a safe house accidentally, and my contact wouldn't come without advance notification. The place was supposed to be uncompromised, which could mean someone had burned me.
Charity Bowden, codename Amaryllis, the NSA operative who'd made every joint-op feel like psychological warfare, had vanished, and I was about to eat crow asking for help to find her. She'd been gone 9 fucking days since the Montenegro debacle, and since I'd burned through every contact, every favor, every resource tracking her across half of Europe. Professional channels, black market informants, and the assets I'd cultivated over years of field work all came up empty, like she'd dissolved into the ether, which meant she was so deep underground that finding her would require resources I didn't have access to anymore. But the Coalition did. "What's your plan?" Blackjack glanced over at me as we drove through the Surrey countryside. "Walk in, request help, try not to get thrown out of my ass for abandoning my assignment to chase after a rogue agent." "That's not a plan. That's career suicide with extra steps." What choice did I have, though? In the last 24 hours, I'd received encrypted messages from her, fragmented breadcrumbs about Minerva Protocol, suspicious communications, details that meant jack shit if the people hunting her found her before I did, all because she'd staged her own disappearance instead of following the rules or arranging for backup. Her latest text sat on my phone like a live grenade. "Aldrich is coming for me. She knows about the proof. Trust no one from Minerva. Save Mercury first." Radio silent since. Typical. The woman who questioned every decision I'd ever made had finally gotten herself into a situation she couldn't get out of on her own. The smart play would have been to let the NSA handle their own asset, file a report, wash my hands of the whole mess, and return to work that did involve babysitting self-destructive agents with authority issues.